Alright, what's going on, guys? Okay, after 170,000 miles, guess what? Car decided to break down. Kidding. This car doesn't break down. It's an Infinity. So the E46, or the BMW, is about at the same mileage. It's at 169, even though the G's got a little bit more mileage. So the Beamer decided to have a misfire, so coil pack is what needs to be replaced. And I figured, hey, this may not be G related, which my channel is basically based on the G35 platform. But if you appreciate engineering, why not show you what BMW has behind their engine and how easy it is to replace their coil pack, which is actually a lot easier than it is on the G. So this is a 2003 325 CI. Nothing too fancy, just a little turd. So let's go ahead and let's pop that hood. The codes that came back. We got a misfire on cylinder 1, a cam position sensor, and a coolant thermostat. So I just replaced the radiator. So maybe I'm guessing one of the sensors came loose. I'm going to push on it and see if that goes back. I'm wondering if that cam position sensor one went out because the cylinder is misfiring. So I wonder if I replace this coil pack, if that cam sensor, position sensor will come back on. We will find out. I've always loved the E46. This has been like my favorite BMW style. Alright, let me get a light set up here. So here it is. This is just an inline 6. This one's, I think, what is this, a 325, so it's a 2.5 liter. So first you want to take a 10mm bolt to take off this plastic cover. There's a bolt on the front and the back. It's 10mm. Go ahead and remove this oil cap. And we're just going to take this off like this. This is way easier than it is on the VQ actually to get to the coil pack. See, if you look here, to get to the coil packs on the VQ, you got to remove the air intake over here, and then the coil pack is actually all the way down there. Right there's one, and there's 2 and 3, but actually it's 2, 4, and 6 even fires on the driver's side, and then the odd fires on the passenger side. So these coil packs over here aren't too bad to get to. Let's see. Right there's one, and then there's the other one, right down there. So yeah, just showing you, hey, if you like engineering, just showing you a side-by-side comparison of a different configuration for coil packs. So if we look here, this is the new coil pack, which I get with a lifetime warranty. What's kind of nice about an inline 6, when it actually misfires, the car doesn't feel like a diesel truck. So like your VQ, when it misfires, it shakes really bad. That just goes to show an inline 6 is a smoother engine. So when this actually misfires, it just threw a code and it was sluggish. It's not like the whole car felt like a diesel. So the code threw back. It was cylinder 1 that needs replaced. So cylinder 1 is here. So it goes back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here, cylinder 1, all you're going to do is lift up on this, which by lifting up on it automatically slides this connector off the back, so it barely falls off. And then you're going to take your finger like this. Oh, maybe it's a little stuck in there. You're going to have to give it some force. Okay, after getting a little force, it comes out pretty easily. So you just slide the coil pack out like this. Then down in here is your cylinder. So I know the plugs are good in here because I just changed them. So before putting the coil pack in, you want to use some dielectric grease. So you're able, this dielectric grease, just stick on your finger, bear with me, I didn't have any rubber gloves, I ran out. And you just put it right here on the inside of this tip, just like that. Coil pack down into the socket, like this. And then you take this connector, and you slide right on to the coil pack. And then when you actually push down on this, it'll suck the connector back in. Alright, let's fire this up and see if it works, which I'm sure it will. Alright, the check engine light's still on, which it'll take the computer a little bit of driving around. Believe it or not, this is a self-learning ECU, so once you start driving this car around, The ECU will check and it'll shut the light off automatically. Yeah, you can tell it's running a little bit smoother, for sure. So if you guys are curious, the mileage on this car is 169. And your question is, does it burn oil like the VQ? The answer is yes. It burns actually a lot more. I just got done putting a quart in it. Seems like it takes over a quart, a little over a quart every 1,000 miles. So this car burns oil way more than my car. My car burns about a half a quart every 1,000 miles. And I'm sure you guys in the comments section are going to notice that oil light that was on. I think the sensor's out on the oil light, because every time you start this car, the oil light always comes on in the very beginning. I know it has oil in it, and then it flickers off. So I think the sensor's going bad for the oil light, or maybe it just does have oil, low oil before it gets pressure. But it's completely full. I don't know why that light comes on in the very beginning, but it's been doing it for a long time. And I guess I read on the E46 Fanatics you're supposed to replace the sensor, and I just haven't. I just always check the oil. Okay, once we have the coil pack back in, you're just going to take the cover, and it slides back over on top, just like here. There it goes. Now we'll put the cap back on. And then you're going to put the 10mm bolts back here to hold the cap down, and then that should fix the misfiring issue. So yes, the coil packs are pretty easy to change on the E46, but everything else in this car has been a pain. So to get this fan belt off is a complete pain, which I've done because I've put in a brand new alternator in this car, which was down here. Where is that alternator at? That's AC compressor. There's the alternator, right there. I put in a brand new power steering pump. I've also put in a fuel pump. So I mean, when it comes to reliability, the Infiniti has been way more reliable than this BMW, but I still like the E46.